Hello there. Happy spring. This flow is going to get all your juices flowing and have more of a spring in your step. During the spring, it's a time to try things that might be different. Something might be in the back of your needs, wants, and desires to want to explore, want to try something different, something new. So it's a good time of the year to cultivate that to happen. So this flow is going to give you the willingness to find deep into your heart's desires to make that happen. So come to your most comfortable seat, come to a place where you can ground, where you can root, feeling those sitting bones anchoring into your mat, sensing the length of your spine, and feeling your breath. And when you're ready, close your eyes. And as you breathe, notice your exhales as you let all that breath out, thin it out, letting go of anything that holds you back. Feeling that breath, entering and exiting your body. Maybe even repositioning so your heart moves more forward and your head moves more back. Opening up your heart space. And ask your heart what it does desire. What is it that it needs to feel even more incredible joy? Using that breath to take you there. Sometimes as we exhale and releasing all those things that hold us back, it allows us to smile where the edges of our lips reach more up to the heavens above, the sunshine. Maybe it's the mist of raindrops. Whatever it is, opening up the heart space creates different chemical changes. It allows us to have more willingness to do things different, to tap into things, wishes, wants a little differently. Heart is allowed to shine its inner light. So in change, there has to be a want. There has to be the willingness to want to do things differently, or maybe even to change it up. Feel it, cultivate it, maybe even bring in that Sankapta, that wish for the present, to come into your practice today. Maybe even starting with an I am willing to take on a new challenge. I am willing try to put one foot in front of the other each and every day. Whatever that samkapta is, that desire to find even more joy in this life. And repeat it 3 times to yourself so it really sinks in to your subconscious, so that subconscious is swallowed up by the heart space. Even as we sit here today, we are changing the way our body feels and works and challenges new things to unfold right before our eyes. Bring the hands to your heart space and maybe even feeling that heart beat. Bringing the hand to look up, interlacing the fingers, flipping the palms up to reach toward those heavens and create some movement into the ribs, maybe bending at the elbows, goal posting those elbows, bringing the elbows a little bit more front of those hips, and bringing maybe even a reach off to the side, moving into the wrist, and then using the pinky to reach out and then scoop under. Reaching and opening up the side body. Breathe into those side ribs as you move into the wrist. Reaching it away and back, and then scooping it up with the pinky. Adding that side breath. Opening up spaces into those ribs. Adding that reach behind the back. And then scooping up the pinky. Bringing the hands back to that heart space. Breathing in and breathing out. Oh my goodness. What is it that you need? You need your belly rubbed. You need that belly rubbed. Have that reach. Breathing into the side. This is Tilly. She is opening up the heart space that she wants to play more on the beach, scooping that pinky, adding that reach, breathing into the sides, using the opposite shoulder to be invited down, adding that reach, scooping it under. One more time. Oh, kisses, kisses, and kisses, fucking kisses. Oh my goodness, I'm so lucky. Adding that reach, scooping it under. Interlacing the fingers behind the body, opening up that heart space. And looking up, maybe isolating the movement of the neck. From one direction to the other. I'm going to come off my half roller. And moving into quadruped. Wrists are directly underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. I'm going to lean on in. Maybe separating my fingers, preparing my hands to weight bear. How prepared are you in meeting this new desire? Just like we're going to be on our hands, we need to prepare the hands. Anything that we do, we need this readiness or a state of being prepared. Grip all 10 fingers and then gently peel them up. Big toes together, knees grow wide, maybe with a block. Rest your third eye. And use those fingers to grip and pull to the left and pull to the right. And gently lifting up, letting the spine find its length. Maybe the toes tuck under, hovering the knees, feeling the core active. And rising into down dog. Planting the hands on the blocks. And roll those shoulders down the back of the body. And feel what it feels like to pedal out those heels. How connected are we to our core as we're holding? How resilient do we feel with the muscles in the back of the legs, stretching from butt cheek all the way to hamstring, all the way to calf, into the foot itself. And then we're walking to the front of our mat. And I want you to bring your elbows to hand, hand to elbow, as you just hang, resting your chest on top of the thigh, and roll the shoulders here. Bringing the shoulders down the back of the body, hinging from the belly, and find length in that spine. As we come up to a standing tall position, interlacing the fingers, rolling those shoulders, arms lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands plant to the block or maybe to the top of your mat. Left foot steps back, dropping the knee but not the toes. I'm going to take it more onto an angle, picking up the back knee and warrior 2 feet as I bring my bootylicious more back and my grip of my 10 fingers to pull my chest in front, pivoting on the ball mound of the foot, and wander. Wander is to feel good, feel stretched, lifting on up, warrior 2 feet. As you take it to the front, shift it to the back, and this time as you land, interlace those fingers, let the heart lead the way, binding that right forearm back, add that reach of the arm, and then adding a reach, and then scooping that pinky up, maybe following with the eye gaze to where that hand is going. Both hands are going to plant, stepping that right foot back into plank, dropping the knees and the toes lower down and kiss your tilly. All 10 fingers pull back. Let the heart reach towards the front of your mat. Feel the shoulders moving down the back of the body. Lifting on up with strength, triceps. Find that child's pose. Big toes together, knees grow wide. Bring the fingertips to tent, east and west, and feel that wave across your back. How prepared do those lines in the back of the arms feed into the core as you move from side to side. Both hands plant, tuck the toes under, grip all 10 fingers, lifting, keeping the heart open, pedaling out the feet. Moving from side to side. Lifting up the left foot, stepping forward with your right, dropping the knee, maybe placing your hands on the blocks, and kind of wander over. Let your hip move back. Warrior 2 feet. As you feel a stretch in the back of the thigh, feel it good in a wonderful way to get some range. Pivot on that bowl mound of the foot. And then interlace the finger. Find that left hand behind, adding that reach. And then use that pinky to scoop. A lot of spring sports happening. And we want to be able to have fullest range of movement and a healthy rotator cuff. So you should feel the underside working more so than the neck or the top of the shoulder. Both hands plant into blocks or maybe onto the floor. Lifting the hips up first, right foot steps forward. Bending at the knees, resting the top of the chest on top of the thighs, elbow to hand, hand to elbow. And then hinging from that belly, coming up to a standing tall position. Add that reach of the arms overhead. And maybe using those pinkies to reach. Do they squeeze the shoulders back at the same time as they scoop? And as they reach back, feeling the back side of the arm. Take that breath. Feel your Tadasana. How are you standing? Are both those footprints equal? Is it comfortable for your palms to be facing forward where your pinkies are scooped under and your thumbs are hitching a ride onto the outside? We're going to move into Yukatasana. I love Yukatasana because it really sets the stage on preparing how the communication is from shoulders to hip to shoulders, as well as into your feet. Give a bird's eye view of those feet and maybe push the heels out so the big toes are active. And see if you can get that sense of command into those glutes. Do they fire? And maybe picking up the left heel. And does it become stronger in that right hip? We're going to step it back into a crescent lunge, interlacing the fingers, open up the heart, and lift and lower into that back heel. Warrior 2 feet, coming into ostrich. Feel that length as you bend and extend those knees. Pivoting on the bowl mound of that foot. Find the hook of the thumbs, add that reach, give you some determination, strength. And then we're adding a little curtsy squat and get the hips to feel equal and level. Take a bow. Let's go back to that high crescent lunge, interlacing the fingers. And then see if you can lean on in, curtsy squat. Get the hips to feel open. They're opening out to the sides. One more time. Add that curtsy squat. Lift and lower that heel. Bring that knee and back. Take a bow. Left hand down, side plank. We're preparing, so we're loading into that rotator cuff. So really gripping all 5 fingers, maybe keeping the top leg lifted, and tap it to the back, tap it to the front. But is that rotator cuff prepared where you're using all the underside workings and then holding it back and then maybe moving into table. So we're really corkscrewing, make sure it's in there, out in that reach. Give it a little smile, open up the heart here. Right forearm down. Add that reach. tapping, gripping those 5 fingers. And then both forearms down, 10 fingers pull back, and maybe dropping the knees, and then reaching with those heels to forearm plank, using those arches to roll the knees, but not dropping the hips. Try it again. How prepared are we in our core? One more. Adding that drop, adding that lift, and walking those feet wide, gripping all 10 fingers, and then maybe pressing into the mat. And we're hopping into a Malasana, stretching out the inner thighs. Bring it side to side, first to the right, then to the left, preparing those inner thighs to work in that rooted core line, slightly angling the knees. Hips are open, but maybe pressing into the insides of my thighs to the elbows. And with the length, let the heart lead the way, reaching the knees energetically. Add that length, add that reach. Feel that determination. Charlie Chaplin, those footprints. Notice your Tadasana. Take that breath. Do you feel that energy into the whole side of you? Are you getting hungry? One more side. Lifting up that right foot, pushing into the ball mound of the foot. Maybe this time come into Yukatasana another way. But sense the curves both in your lumbar back as well as your cervical spine. And unload. You should feel this already firing into that crescent. Lunge, lift and lower that back heel. Dropping that back heel, warrior 2 feet. Kind of get curious. You prepare your hips and then pivot on that ball of the foot, adding that lift and lower. Let's take it to that curtsy squat. As we unload, we're keeping mindful of those lower belly muscles. Heart stays open. If you need your arms to find that little balance, I welcome you to do so, but you should feel the little perkiness of the hips moving out to the sides. Find that crescent. Lift and lower that heel. And then lean on in. Reach it out. And as you press into that left foot, those lower belly muscles should be working their inner light. Preparing our hips, preparing our shoulders to make it happen. Nice. Right hand down. Adding side, Virabhadrasana or side plank. Pick up the bottom side to help your top side as you step it forward, stepping it back. And then maybe if you're feeling that rotator cuff, grab it on, find your table as you reach. Should feel amazing to open up that heart space, making it happy. Coming back onto that forearm, side plank, gripping all 5 fingers to keep that heart space open, maybe tapping it to the front, to the back. Both forearms down, move the bone, gripping all 10 fingers to pull you through. And then maybe dropping the knees, but not dropping the hip. Use the arches of your feet, working the whole body strength, gripping all 10 fingers. Heart stays open. And then use the push of the ball of the feet to open it up. And then gently lift with strength. Lean into that heart space here. Slightly angling the knees. Get some delicious in those inner thighs as you shift from one side to the other. And then reach those knees. Hands plant to the heart. Reach those knees even more. As you reach, get that desire to come up to stand. Nice. Bending at the elbows, feeling determined. Coming back to the top of your mat. And just add that reach. With those arms pedaling back, using those fingers. How do your shoulders feel? How does that balance feel? Don't forget to breathe. Remembering what it is that you need in your heart to make your journey more joyful. What is needed in your life. Manifest that.